an ecological and contextual analysis of well-being. The purpose of this is actually to do an investigation of our well-being practices and interventions and future interventions that we would like to consider, and looking at our environment, at our students, but not just looking at them, but looking at where they are coming from and all the influences that they have. My poster at the top speaks about well-being, a culture that we need to create, and a definition of well-being. The middle part of my poster speaks about Bronfenbrenner's ecological systems theory that impacts on when we're looking at a healthy campus, what are the things that we need to look at. And the last part of my poster looks at the 12 key pathways according to Carter and Anderson of well-being, and things that we need to consider when we look at the well-being of our context. Now, firstly, I want to say, when we look at well-being in our institution, we need to have a shared vision of what well-being is. I would like us to look at and have a culture of welcome me, know me, and help me. According to Cotton Anderson, it says help me to learn, but I want to change it to say help me to succeed, so that this culture can be applicable to students that's learning and staff that need success in their classrooms to assist those students. I also want to highlight the fact that a value system or a culture of minding what you say, because words can impact on our mental health of our students and staff negatively. So when we speak, and I believe in this, think before you speak. Is it true what you're saying? Is it helpful? Is it inspiring? Is it necessary? And is it kind? Because what you are saying is going to impact on somebody's mental health. So what is the definition of an ecological and contextual analysis for well-being? An ecological analysis of well-being allows researchers to investigate a wide range of bidirectional and individual context interactions that contribute to the construct of well-being, according to Carter and Anderson. And this brings me to the Bronfenbrenner's ecological systems theory that I would like to unpack. It is best known for devising the bioecological model for development. Its research highlights the multitude of social and environmental factors that may impact on the child, and in our case, our students' development. His work is summarized in a diagram of ecological theory, and I would like to use this model to evaluate our current well-being interventions and its effect and impact, and then on look at future activities and how we can make them successful. There are multiple arrows connecting the circles, linking the context within systems and the context across systems. It depicts a complex world, and according to Darling 2007, it represents a theory of human development in which everything is interconnected, and our understanding of development is constrained by context, culture, and history. It looks at the individual, and in our case our students, at the center of concentric circles. It divides the person's environment into 5 different sections: the microsection, meso, exo, macro system, and the chrono system, where the microsystem becomes the most influential level of ecological system theory. This is the most immediate environmental setting, containing the influence of family and school and etc., making our educational environment and its role in the development and the impact that it has on the general well-being of our students so important, as many of our students does not have a conventional family structure to support their emotional needs, and that is where we come in to provide that emotional support. And therefore, Bronfenbrenner's ecological systems theory has great impact on the educational practices and our educational community. My poster, I've got the 12 key pathways when we are looking at the well-being of our students in our context. And I would like to unpack them briefly. Looking at the 12 pathways to embed an education-wide focus on well-being are as follows. Expert inclusive leadership. We need to look at strategic planning and how strategic planning is implemented and what the process of strategic planning is, and make sure that it becomes an inclusive process so that we can get the moral commitment of the staff and students. High quality teaching and learning activities or initiatives, and the initiative that we have is SI and PALS, and we need to look at what else is out there that we can do to assist our students and look at the interventions that we have and how we can improve on those interventions. Creating a caring and supportive inclusive school community is important to nurture the well-being of our students. And a safe learning environment is important, a learning environment where students will have a feeling of trust, of a positive and safe relationships and behaviors, of non-discrimination, no bullying, harassment, cyber safety, an environment that encourages a safe community with no stigma to mental health, so that mental health can be supported. Looking at social and emotional competencies, building programs that can build self-esteem. Looking at when we build self-esteem, we also build resilience, so students will be able and staff will be able to deal with difficult situations. We have a program called Mood that we need to revive. We've had it before and we need to revive because this program is extremely good in building courage and self-esteem with our students and staff as well, because that gives them a sense of meaning and purpose. We're looking at increasing and expanding our societies and sports codes to make sure that as many of our students are accommodated and catered for. Looking at monitoring and evidencing strength-based opportunities, working with people's strengths to give them that feeling of self-worth and boosting their emotional well-being. Looking at strategies to encourage a healthy lifestyle. Here we're looking at nutrition programs, fitness, exercise programs for the avoidance of drugs and alcohol abuse and self-harming, etc. Programs to develop pro-social values like honesty, respect, responsibility. Looking at family and community relationship, healthy relationships between students and staff and management is of utmost importance, and the practices of transparent and respectful communication is important as well. Looking at spirituality of our staff and students. Spirituality means different things to different people, and including activities of spirituality in our educational practices is important because it teaches us tolerance and respect, peace, and believing in a higher power. Being intentional about our interventions is important. We are what we think, and our thoughts matter. Our thinking process influences the function of all body systems and hence our health. This knowledge reminds us to be aware of what we are thinking and to chart our direction consciously. Actions then follow with greater ease and clarity, according to Daniel 20:18.